I'm Michael Neal, Cashion Pro staff member. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about the deep diving crankbait bite. Deep diving crankbaits are extremely popular. Every tournament that's got ledge fishing involved, there's always going to be crankbaits, and some people, that's all they will throw. A lot of people, it's their favorite baits fishing deep. But I'm going to tell you a few misconceptions and the real important key elements to having a good success with a crankbait. The number one thing is the rod. This Cashion 7.6 deep diving crankbait rod is the best #1 rod out there for a crankbait that's going to run somewhere between, say, 15 and 22, 23 feet. There's nothing else better out there. It's got the micro guides, and the #1 thing in fishing a deep diving crankbait is the casting distance. And that's what the purpose of these micro guides is sensitivity and the casting distance. So anything you can get to benefit you a little bit, even 10, 20 extra feet on a cast, that's going to make a world of difference in catching fish. And the big thing too is the action of the rod. You got to have some tip to help it load up and get you a good cast, and you also got to have the tip to keep it from ripping the treble hooks out of the fish's mouth. But you also got to have this backbone. If you're just trying to throw a crankbait like this on a complete noodle, you're not going to be able to get a good long cast. But with something like this, you can just take it and it loads up so easily that it's nothing to get a 50, 60 yard cast with it. And that's the #1 thing. Like I said, if you're trying to get an 18-foot diving crankbait down to 18 and you mess up 20, 30 feet, it may not even touch the bottom. And 90% of the bites are going to come when you're touching the bottom. Another thing, I like a 5-to-1 reel and 10-pound monofilament. I like the monofilament because even with this rod, you can feel everything that's going on down there with the bottom. It's so sensitive. But the monofilament, I like the stretch because it doesn't, when a fish bites it, it's not going to rip it out of its mouth, and that's so important. You want it to get it in its mouth so when it comes up and jumps, it's not all out here on the side of its head and everything. That makes it easier to throw. A lot of people, as soon as the crankbait hits the water, they're just going to take it and just absolutely burn it because that's how they catch more fish. Well, that's all fine and good, but when you do that, it doesn't go as deep as most people think. Everybody thinks the faster you reel it, the deeper it goes, when it's actually the exact opposite. When mine hits the water, I'll take it in just an average steady retrieve on a 5-to-1 reel, just 25, 30 cranks. It's not going that far, but that's what really gets you down there deep. And then after I start making contact with the bottom, then I'll speed it up. And then that's when you're going to load up and hopefully catch a lot of fish. If you follow those tips, you'll have great success.